Bhagavad Gita and the battle of everyday life. The Bhagavad Gita can help anyone who has ever felt like their own mind is a battlefield. It doesn't matter whether it's read from the perspective of an ancient hermit or a contemporary practitioner. Most of the time, when we make the decision to follow our inner guidance, we feel as though we are fulfilling our purpose and being true to who we truly are. We struggle the most in our minds, and life might occasionally seem like a battlefield on the days we choose to listen to the ego. One of India's great books, the Bhagavad Gita, was drawn from the epic poem of Mahabharata. This poem still holds the record because it is the longest poem ever written in history, with more than 100,000 shlokas, or more than 200,000 verses. The Bhagavad Gita is merely a portion of this enormous work, but it is arguably one of the most significant and beloved holy scriptures ever produced. This epic poem includes texts like the Dhammapada and the Upanishads, but it is the Bhagavad Gita that is frequently recognized as the one that holds the key to individual transformation. The Bhagavad Gita, the third of the classics, serves as both a guide and a map of life. It gives us a rigorous examination of the terrain of life, shows us different ascending routes and their benefits and drawbacks, offers advice, and teaches us what to bring and what to leave behind. It conveys the impression of being a personal guide. It poses and responds to the concerns that we might have, questions that have nothing to do with mysticism or philosophy and instead concern how to live successfully in a challenging and changing environment. The Bhagavad Gita's whole narrative takes place on the Kurukshetra battlefield, where two opposite sides of the family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, are ready to go to war. The dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna serves as the central focus of the text. We examine what transpires when Arjuna must make crucial decisions that affect the course of his life, particularly the choice of whether to engage in combat with members of his own family in a conflict between good and evil, as well as the significance of leading a life of integrity and meaning. The Bhagavad Gita's purely symbolic and representational nature makes it one of the most fascinating, and sometimes misunderstood aspects of Hinduism. The entirety of the text is a proper representation of the battle that takes place in our minds and is an invaluable way to comprehend how we can get past difficulty and self-doubt and, in the end, how to live a life of truth and purpose. There is no actual battlefield or battle to be won. The Bhagavad Gita is highly symbolic and represents the state of our mind through the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The entire text is a metaphor for the combat that takes place in our brains. There is no actual battlefield or battle to be won. This text speaks to everybody who has ever felt as though their mind were a battleground, whether you're an old hermit or a contemporary practitioner. Whatever we may regard to be our life purpose, we all have one common goal: to fully live each day, to discover everything there is to discover both inside and outside of ourselves. To discover and fully live out our purpose, the Bhagavad Gita asks us to live with purity, discipline, strength, honesty, integrity, and kindness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future content.